Hi there, Jamie Goode here, wineandirac.com, and tonight I'm going to be looking at a single grape variety, and it's Viognier. Now Viognier is kind of trendy at the moment. It's one of the grape varieties that's very popular, newly popular, because back in the early 1970s it was practically extinct. There's just a small bit of it left in a small appellation in the Northern Rhone called Condrieu. And it wasn't going anywhere. But in recent years it's become increasingly popular. It's a difficult grape to grow, but it does make very distinctive white wines, and it's caught on in the south of France, it's caught on in Chile, it's catching on in South Africa, so it's spreading. And I've got two examples, the first of which is a Condrieu, Domaine Georges Vernay, 2008. Now this is the home of Condrieu, of Viognier. Condrieu is the appellation in which Viognier started out, and I'm a big fan of Condrieu. I think it's a really interesting wine. It's a very accessible style of wine because it's quite rich textured, it's quite bold. And good examples like this, and I think this is a good example, have a beautiful aromatic purity to them and a real presence and freshness despite the rich aromas at the same time. And this has a really distinctive, what I'd say would be varietally typical flavour of peach, pear especially. You get pear quite often with Viognier. It's quite broad textured, there's some richness there, kind of soft mouthfeel. That's kind of distinctive of Viogniers, it's sort of soft, fat, broad, mid-palate. But this example's got a really fresh bite, it's got some good acidity, a little bit of savouriness. It's not a totally blousy, in-your-face Viognier, there's some restraint here. I think this is a really good one, but it's quite expensive. This one comes from Yap, and its retail price is £36. So this is kind of the top of the tree when it comes to Viognier. Very distinctive wine, delicious. Second one, a bit more affordable. We're looking at about £11 now, and this is from South Africa. It's Bellingham's Bernard series, hand-picked Viognier, 2010. And Bellingham's one of those useful producers that isn't a huge brand, but it's not a tiny brand either. It means that you can usually find it in good retail distribution because quite a bit's made. And they're specialising in slightly alternative varieties like Viognier. And this is different in the sense that it's obviously a different climate. It's a slightly warmer climate than Northern Rhone, but also it's oaked. This has been aged in French oak barrels, of which I think a good proportion of them are new, and that's going to change the character of the wine. And immediately I'm getting some of the imprint of the oak, some spice and vanilla, but also that varietally true pear character, pear and melon fruit, quite rich, spicy. Yet admirably fresh. Sometimes New World Viognier can become a bit thick and heavy. This is not. This is very fresh and bright. And with the good acidity, this works pretty well. It's a mouthful of a wine. There's lots of flavour there, but there's nice fresh acidity, which kind of helps to keep the freshness despite the richness of the flavours. Lots of interest there. I mean, personally, I do prefer the Condrieu. It's a different style of wine. It's more refined, it's more elegant. But at 3 times the price, you have to say this Bernard series Viognier is pretty good value for money. So that's Viognier, just a quick snapshot of some of the sorts of flavours you can get from Viognier. I think it's an interesting grape. It's one that's worth looking out for, and it's doing increasingly well in areas such as the Languedoc, where where producers who do good work can make wines that aren't too expensive. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching.